Hi, I'm Steph.
I'm Katie.
This is Theo. Thank you. If you're new here, we're a married lesbian couple from Vancouver, Canada, and the creators of Let's See the World.
So for today's video, we are telling the story of our first date, and I feel like we didn't have an official first date, really.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because we kind of met, and if you've watched our How We Met video, you kind of know, like, that our first hangout was, like, a group hang, and then, I don't know, like, what do you consider our first date to be?
I remember our first official date being going out for sushi.
That's what I consider our first date, too.
We're on the same page.
Okay, that's what I thought. So what kind of led us there? Because we had already spent some time together. Yeah. I feel like when we met, like, our story is not as simple as just we met, and then one of us asked the other out, and then we went on a date, and then we liked each other, and then we started dating, and then became like, that's not really how it went. Like, we met and became friends and spent a lot of time just, like, wondering if the other person liked us and, like, not knowing.
Yeah, we talked a lot on the phone before. We were texting.
Yeah.
And hanging out with other people. So, yeah, the first one-on-one date was definitely later on, and by then we had already had our first kiss, and...
Yeah, I think we'd already...
It was pretty established. we knew that we liked each other, and...
So can we call that a first date?
I guess our first date was kind of an entire week of hanging out and talking and kissing and...
Spending every spare moment together. Yeah. After we had that group hang that would have been our first date, I think, had it not accidentally turned into a group hang. I think you may have driven me home after that, because we all had lunch. We'd gone to see a show together. We all had lunch, and then I think maybe you drove me home. Is that when we had our first kiss?
Yeah.
It's all so blurry. It was so long ago now. Yeah, I think maybe that was when we'd had our first kiss.
Yeah.
So in a way, that was kind of like our first date.
Yeah.
This was so long ago now that it is really blurry. But I remember at some point in that first week, probably, I was doing a gig at a casino, and I remember you were going... Was that before our sushi date? I feel like it must have been.
Yeah, that was.
And Steph was going... Like, we'd been texting, and I said, oh, I have a show to do tonight, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, that's so random, like, I'm going out to a casino tonight, too. My friends want to go, and, like, I don't really care, but I'm going with them. And then it ended up being the same casino, and I remember telling some of my friends about that, and they were like, well, obviously she was just going there. Like, she made that up. She was just going there because she knew you were going there. And I'm like, no, she didn't.
I honestly didn't.
I know. And I'm like, no, she didn't know what casino it was. And it wasn't even in the city. Like, it was a really random place.
It was,
and we both
a
ended
place
up there.
that my friends and I had never gone to. Or maybe they'd gone before, but I'd never been with them.
Yeah.
And... yeah, it was super random. They just wanted to go to this specific casino on this specific night, and you happened to be there.
And I happened to have a show, and I'd never had a show there before. It was really random that I was there, too, and so we both ended up being there. Yeah. And I remember the friend I was doing the show with had driven me there, and she was like, oh, like, do you want to ride home or whatever? And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to meet up with someone, and, like, didn't say, like, what it was, but, yeah. So I feel like that night, too, we hung out, and you drove me home.
Yeah, I drove you home.
Yeah. I don't know, that kind of felt like a date too, but like none of that was like a proper date.
Right. We didn't officially go out one-on-one until probably a week after we kind of got together.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean...
It was unconventional, but I don't know, it's hard when... I feel like not everyone meets in just that easy way, and especially for queer people, it's not like you meet... And often, like, you automatically don't know that the other person's also queer. Like, I don't know.
There was a lot of gray area because we kind of thought, oh, is this a friend thing? Is this more? And
exactly.
It took some time to navigate that as well. So within that week, all of those things were happening. I was trying to figure out if I had just made a new friend or if this was potentially someone that I could date.
And for me, I had never dated a woman before, so I knew that I really liked you, but I still didn't know if I was capable of that, if I was comfortable with that, if I was ready for that.
Right.
And yeah, I knew I really liked you, but I didn't know what it was going to turn into. And so, yeah, it all just felt like a bit messy and unconventional, but I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I feel like now so many people meet on dating apps, which is amazing. When we met more than 10 years ago now, that wasn't a thing. Like, no one really met
I think
online.
some people were online, but
were there lesbian dating apps? Or queer inclusive dating apps? Like, not the way
that's
there
the thing.
now.
I don't think it was as queer inclusive. I think I think apps started becoming more queer inclusive later on.
Yeah, because I feel like that would make things so easy, because you would just start talking to someone and it would be very clear what your intentions are. It would be very clear that that person also likes women, and it would just sort of take away all those questions that, like, we spent so much time, you know what I mean, trying to answer those questions for ourselves.
Yeah, and for me, you know, dating through college, and I had kind of become accustomed to that little game of try to flirt, but don't be too obvious that you're flirting, just in case they're, you know, not cool with the fact that you're flirting, and
it's the whole dance. Go for it a little bit. Yeah. So I think we'll consider our sushi date to be our first official date. That was definitely the most, like, date-like thing that we did in the beginning.
Yeah. I remember we woke up at Katie's apartment.
Okay. How was that a first date? We were already, like, spending every night together. I don't even remember this.
Yeah, we were at your apartment.
Yeah, okay.
We were at her.
So that means we'd spent multiple nights.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it was like, okay, we need to go out into the world now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was lunchtime, I guess, and we decided to go out for sushi.
Yeah.
And we went to a little place downtown near her apartment.
Yeah, on Davie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just a cute little Vancouver sushi place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had a cute little table in the corner, and I don't know, we spent like a couple hours there just hanging out, drinking green tea and eating our sushi, and just getting to know each other more, and it was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. I think that's a cute first date.
And I remember specifically talking about it at the time and saying, oh, I guess this is our first date, technically.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that as a first date for us.
Yeah.
I think that's cute.
Yeah.
So on that sushi date, do you remember, like, what were you thinking? Were you thinking, like, this is going to be my new girlfriend, or, like, we're going to date for a minute, or...
Honestly, at that point, I was pretty confident that it was going to be a real thing, because pretty quickly within that first week of hanging out, it became clear that it was going to be something more, and I just knew. And I think, you know, you had said pretty quickly that it wasn't just...
Well, yeah, I wanted to be honest with you from the beginning, in that, like, I had never dated women, and I didn't know, like, it was all very new to me. Like, I'd been questioning my sexuality, and I knew I was attracted to women, and all of that. I'd already started going through that journey, but, like, it was very different going from a hypothetical idea of being with women to actually having one in front of me who I really liked, being able to date, and then being like, oh my god, am I ready for that? Like, that feels like such a big deal. But then as soon as we started spending time together, and I remember going on that first date, if we call it that, and just feeling like it was totally not a big deal. Like, it was so comfortable. I didn't feel weird being out in public. I remember walking down the street holding her hand probably that day, right? Yeah. And just feeling like, well, like, this is what I would do if I was dating a guy. This is what I would do if it were my boyfriend. And it felt so natural that I just, like, immediately went from being scared to being, oh, well, this is totally something I can do and totally something that I want to do.
Yeah, by the time we had our first date, it already felt like we were in a relationship. Because when we kind of became officially girlfriends, that was right around the time of your birthday, and that was probably a week after we first really started talking.
Right, because I remember inviting you to my birthday party before any of that happened.
Yeah.
So this all probably happened.
This all would have happened, within a week.
I feel like we spent, like, every moment together. Like,
it feels like an entire month.
Jobs and, like, other things to do. Like, I just feel like that all happened so quickly, and it was so much, and it happened in the course of, like, a week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess on my birthday when we were going to the party, it was kind of like, well, you're gonna meet everyone, like, you're gonna meet all my friends, and what do we introduce you as, and what is that gonna look like?
Yeah, it was that night that we...
Yeah, and then it was just like, can I introduce you as my girlfriend?
I said yes.
You're like, yes. I say it's unconventional, but I guess for lesbians, it's also very conventional to go from, like, first date to, like, being in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, immediately. That's definitely what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Really early on.
Yeah.
And basically ever since.
We spent an incredible amount of time together, which is a very lesbian thing. But we didn't, like, fully U-Haul right away.
No, we didn't.
No, we moved in together 9 months later, which...
A whole 9
which
months.
doesn't sound like a long time to straight people, but I think that for lesbians, that's actually a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that was kind of the story of our
I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always curious to hear about other people's first dates and also how they met. So if you got stories, please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear them.
Yes, leave all your cute stories. And hopefully this gave you a little more insight into kind of our story and how it all started. If you also want to go back and watch our How We Met video, we go into more detail about kind of those first few weeks and what it all looked like. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. We put out a new video every Friday, and we've also been putting out another video early in the week. So 2 videos a week.
Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.